Hatteras with a quick stop in Edenton, North Carolina.
Richmond Executive Traffic, Citation 523 Tango Alpha, taxi from the ramp to 33 for departure.
To celebrate a very special weekend. It's Brie and I's first wedding anniversary.
Yep.
So we'll be talking a little bit on the way down about how we met and what that's been like for us. And
our journey over this past year.
So we've had, we didn't know each other very long before we got married, and you know, a lot of people had some feelings about that, but you know, we've kind of proven them wrong.
Exactly.
Alrighty guys, we are at 5,500, cruising along at 156 knots across the ground. 74 miles out to Edenton. We're going to pick up some fishing rods there and head on down to Hatteras from there. There's a couple different ways to get down. We could be, you know, you can go south out of Edenton and then head east around the restricted areas, or you can head east out of Edenton and then head south around the restricted areas. We're going to choose the southern route. It's going to be a little bit more scenic on the way down. We don't have to go over as much water, so that's the safest route today, and that's what we're going to do. But happy anniversary weekend.
I know. We made it. 1 year.
1 year. There were some times in there.
No, we weren't too sure.
I thought you were going to kill me. So Brie and I actually, we only knew each other, what, 5 weeks? 6 weeks before we were, from our first date until the day we were married, it was like 6 weeks.
And it's still kind of iffy of like when we started talking.
Yeah.
On our first date was in April. I think we agree on that, right?
Yeah, it was April 15th was our first date.
And then, we got married June 22nd.
Yeah.
So, it has been a crazy ride. Whoa.
Just a little turbulence, baby. So that was definitely a thermal. As we just went, So we're still
I thought you did that on purpose because I said that was a crazy ride.
Good timing. But anyways, we bought the plane soon after we got married.
Yeah, we got that at the end of August.
Yeah.
Is when it was flown up to us.
What
I thought it was August 22nd.
August 25th we took delivery.
25th.
August 22nd we
when we signed the paper. No.
Yeah.
We signed the papers I thought on the 20th.
Whatever day your surgery was.
Yeah, the 20th. When I thought that if I died, you would have a dead wife and a brand new plane.
I mean, sorry about your luck. Yeah, then we wouldn't have been able to experience all this together.
Exactly.
But,
we wouldn't have had all of our journeys.
So, honest opinion, what are the pros and cons to you on owning an airplane?
I mean, I can honestly only think about one con, and that's just, you know, the money that goes into the maintenance.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, everything else about owning this is a pro.
Yeah.
You know, like, we both enjoy cleaning it, taking it out, you know, for just because sunset flight, flying somewhere like today for a 2 or 3 day weekend getaway.
I could tell you, you know, my biggest con, and it's not really about the airplane, it's really just the state of the economy and where we're at with fuel prices. I did the math the other day, and it's a $2.42 difference from September when we moved to Chesterfield to what I paid yesterday. And that's, you know, you do that on an hourly rate, that's an additional $34 an hour. And we fly 200 hours a year, that's $6,800 a year.
Yeah.
So it's just sad, and we're going to have to make some adjustments on how much we're flying.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't think it's going to stop us.
Oh, no, not at all. And it's a shame that the places that we find cheap avgas, they sell out so quickly.
Yeah.
Like the spot you found in North Carolina.
We found, and it wasn't even a joke. And so the current price at our home airport is $7.48. With the discounts, it's $7.38. I found gas on our way to Hatteras for $4.42.
And it was real. Like, he called to confirm.
They ran out Friday morning, and it's Monday afternoon. So if I would have known that, we would have upped our trip. But so cheap gas is out there. It's just hard to really find. And, you know, I've done the math at all of our local airports where By the time I burn 6 to 10 gallons of fuel getting there, getting back, plus 2 hours, you know, well, not 2 hours, but an hour on the engine, I save like $2. And so at that point, it's just not feasible. But so that's kind of where it's at. I mean, for me, the other cons would be, you know, like this EGT probe. It's working now, but it's a small issue. I already know it's not a cylinder. We've troubleshooted it, and we know it's not a cylinder. We know it's a wiring issue. It's a brand new probe in there, and we know it's something with the connection of the probe to the JPI. Somewhere in there, there's an issue. But it's frustrating because I like everything to be perfect. It's my baby. And just the stress of like preparing for a trip. Even this small trip, I take safety very seriously, especially when Brie or the kids are in the plane. I went into my pre-flight this morning, did a test flight this morning to make sure, and then came back pre-flight at the airplane again, went to work, actually, well, went to a sales meeting, then went to work, and came back pre-flight at the plane for a third time today, just to make sure that nothing changed. I didn't see anything I didn't like, or more importantly, I didn't miss anything, because it does happen.
And I feel like there's like a balance, and you like working on the plane, but then you like working on it to an extent.
Yeah.
Because like you'll enjoy it, but then at some point that work will become stressful for you.
Exactly. Especially as, you know, our trip to the Bahamas, you know, we were getting, didn't have everything done, but our timeline was getting short. So if I needed to order a part, or if I needed to do this or that, the trip wasn't going to happen. So that stress really does compound on top of it. But I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I mean, it is, you know, we're at 5,500. It's probably 65 degrees in the cockpit right now. Not a low-lying cloud anywhere. We have a nice little tailwind. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It is worth all the stress to me.
Remember that the next time something goes wrong.
I'm still going to stress. That's what I do. If I didn't stress, it means I don't care about your safety.
Yeah.
And with that said, I've always had, you know, a certain level of fear of flying. I understand the risks. I've done risky hobbies before, and I've done hobbies that are risky, and people haven't come home. They haven't gone home to their kids. So, you know, and flying's no different. It can happen.
Yeah.
I could also get in a car accident on my way home, so I'm not going to let it stop me from doing it. But.
Exactly. I think there's a better chance of getting in a car accident than a plane.
General aviation, I believe, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's very similar to motorcycles.
Okay.
As far as the risk factor. Now, you have to take out a lot of things out of that, though. You have pilots that fly, they're fair weather pilots. They fly maybe an hour a month. They may go 6-7 months without flying. They'll come up on a day like today. Next thing you know, the afternoon thunderstorm pops up. They don't know what to do. They get caught in the weather. They die. Or they get caught up in a crosswind, and they just don't. And then there's also a lot of pilots that just don't maintain their planes up to the standards that we do.
Yeah.
So, and I think we've gotten lucky. We have a couple good mechanics that if we need them, they're there for us. We definitely do the best we can to take care of them. So.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say is the biggest pro for you?
The sense of gratitude that I get when I'm up here with you. My phone's not ringing. I get time with just you. And the very close second, if not tied, is watching somebody else experience flight for the first time.
Yeah.
There's nothing more. I mean, the gentleman I took up not too long ago, it was his lifelong dream. That feeling can't be replaced. So they're two different feelings, but they're equally as important.
Yeah.
We don't have flight following going down. We are going to pick up flight following when we leave Edenton because there are a lot of restricted areas. I'm going to have the iPad in. I'm just conserving battery on that. We fly back and forth from Edenton so much. It's a simple flight. Cool thing about Edenton, though, is the runway.
It is gorgeous.
Well, not only that, the history behind it. So you know what Edenton's runway was created in World War II to store bombers.
Really?
That's why it's so long.
Okay.
So it had all the East Coast bombers in case they had to relocate them. That's where they would go and hide them.
That is very cool.
Yep. So fun fact.
In here, I thought it was just a nice view.
Now it's, I mean, they have a decent FBO. Fuel is reasonable. I think it's $6.60 a gallon right now.
Yeah, they have a courtesy car.
Courtesy car, you can go right into town. If you ever are flying to Edenton, you grab a courtesy car for lunch. Waterman's restaurant's really good. Nothing Fancy's really good. If you're here in the in the evening, and you're staying overnight, there's an oyster bar at the marina that's super good. So it's a cool little town though. The history there is more my taste than anything. You know, that's the rumor has it that's where Blackbeard used to run.
Really?
Because Albemarle Sound is so shallow and it has such a narrow channel that the Royal Navy ships couldn't follow him in.
Wow.
So he would come into Edenton, grab a farmer's daughter, and hide out for a while.
Oh man.
All hearsay. I mean, not, you never know.
The flight into Billy Mitchell Field will provide excellent views of the Outer Banks. The runway is 3,000 feet long by 75 feet wide. The runway is in good condition. Keep in mind though, there are no taxiways, so always keep an eye out for back taxiing traffic. Your parking will be located on the southwestern side of the field with additional parking midway down. If given the opportunity, use the main parking area, as the midfield parking area is often used as a staging area for kiteboarders. Other than that, the only other recommendation I would have is to not use Lyft or Uber to get around. They are both very expensive and hard to come by. Your best bet is Island Hopper Taxi, which are very quick and convenient and also much more affordable. Accommodations in Hatteras and the surrounding islands range widely in pricing but are easy to come by. Brie and I appreciated how uncrowded and clean the beaches were, and it gave us the true Outer Banks feel. As always, thank you for tagging along. We look forward to sharing our future videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a great week and safe flying.